And we're back! It's day 2 of the textured owl crochet along. Aren't you so pumped? Today we are going to make our friend's little wings here. And his wings are actually just a piece worked flat, and they have loop stitches on the outside, which we're going to either brush later or leave as loop stitches, depending on what you decide looks best. And let's go ahead and get started and make our 2 little wings. So they're very simple and nice and flat. They are not worked in the round. They're worked back and forth. So we're going to make 2 wings for our new little friend. We're going to work in that color I picked out yesterday, which is the dark teal from Big Twist Value. Here it is. And let's get started on our wings. So start with your slip stitch, and you're going to chain 2. Without making a huge mess all over the table like I just did. So let's zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So chain 2. All right. In the second chain from the hook, you're going to 3SC. Don't worry, we're not going to do like the beak yesterday where we do something ridiculously small that's impossible to work. We're making 3 SCs. Pull that chain tight there. Then we're going to turn and chain 1, or chain 1 and turn, depending on how you do it. I like chain 1 and turn, but you're going to turn and chain 1. Then you're going to work a loop stitch increase. Oh boy. So here's the loop stitch. This piece is specifically created to have the loop stitch on the wrong side of the work. However, if you want to work your loop stitches on the right side of the work, if you've had experience doing that in the past, you're welcome to do so. It will not affect the pattern in any way. You'll just have your wings facing a different way, but there's really no right side, wrong side to the wings per se once you attach them. So as long as you put the loops on the outside, you're good to go. So loop stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch and then wrap your yarn around your finger like this. Okay, then you're going to put your hook over the right side of the yarn, around to the outside and under the left side of the yarn and back. Okay, so you get like this nice twist in it. Right, and then pull that loop that's on your hook back through the stitch without taking your finger out of the stitch. Put your working yarn over with your working yarn and pull it through 2 stitches. Then you can take your finger out and that loop won't go anywhere. So let's do that again. Let's get this loop kind of out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Insert your hook into that same stitch because this is an increase. So we're doing 2 loop stitches into this stitch. Wrap our yarn around our finger here, like so. We're going to go outside this side, outside that side. We have a nice loop here. Pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. And then we can take our finger out. Okay, let's do it again. Next, we just have 2 loop stitches, 1 in each stitch. So we'll do insert our hook here, wrap our yarn around our finger, go outside the right side, outside the left side, and pull that loop through the stitch. We now have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to grab our working yarn and pull that through both loops and then take our finger out. Okay, let's do it again. We'll get lots of practice with these guys on this piece, so you'll get to see this a lot. Insert your hook into the loop, wrap around your finger, outside this side, outside that side, pull it through the stitch, yarn over, and pull through 2. And there you have 4 loop stitches. This stitch is so versatile and can be done, create so many awesome furry effects in amigurumi or in anything else for that matter, that I think it's probably my favorite texture stitch of all texture stitches for stuffed animals, because you can do so many different types of fur with it. All right, so that's the end of that round. We're going to turn and chain 1, and working back the other way, we're going to kind of hold our loops that are now on the front side of the work down so we can see the tops of the 4 stitches we just made. We're going to work an SC increase in that first stitch, and then SC across. So SC 1, 2, and 3 times. And that one got a little tight because I was talking the whole time I was doing it. All right, so now we have 5 stitches in that row. We're going to turn and chain 1. And coming back on row 4, we're going to do a loop stitch increase again, and then loop stitch across. So do 4 loop stitches. All right, we're going to work a loop stitch increase in this first stitch. So insert your hook, wrap your yarn around your finger, go over one side, over your right side, over your left side, pull that through the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Right. In the same stitch, we're going to do it again. Loop stitch, and you'll see like my technique has gotten to a place where I do this all in one fluid motion, and you'll get there too. Insert your hook and you kind of start wrapping before you intend to, but it's just a nice fluid motion that you can start making with these loop stitches. So I want you to be able to see this without all these other loops getting in the way. So here's my yarn wrapped around my finger, outside, outside, and then pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, insert into the next stitch, out, oh, go away. Wrapped around my finger, yarn over, outside, outside, pull through the stitch, yarn over and pull through 2. Right? Insert it into the next stitch, wrap it around my finger, yarn over the outside on the right, outside on the left, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. All right, now we have 6 stitches in that round. We're going to turn and chain 1, and see, all of our loops are on the same side. That's all that matters. If you decide to do your loops on the front side because that's how they're more comfortable for you, go right ahead. As long as they're all on the same side, you know you're doing it right. So this next row, row 5, is going to be an SC increase and then 5 SC. So we'll do an SC increase, 1, 2, in the same stitch. Let's pull out some extra here. SC. Make sure I hold down my loops so they're not in my way. SC. That's 2, 3, 4. Hold down my loops. And 5. So I can see what I'm doing. I've been pulling those loop stitches pretty tight because I've been chit-chatting with you guys. So I need to pay attention. All right, turn and chain 1. And we're going to do the same thing again back, but this time we're not going to have an increase. So we're going to do 7 loop stitches across. So we're going to insert our hook, loop stitch, and pull through. Insert our hook, loop stitch. Okay, we got this guy back here kind of causing trouble, don't we? All right, insert the hook, wrap it around your finger, over the right, over the left, pull through your stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and take out your finger. Insert the hook, wrap it around your finger, over the right, over the left, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and take your finger out. Okay. Insert through the hook, Wrap your yarn around your finger, over the right, over the left, pull it through, yarn over, and pull through 2. And again, over the right, over the left, pull it through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, take out your finger. Okay, and again, wrap it around your finger, over the right, over the left, pull it through the stitch, yarn over, and pull through 2. There you go. Right, and we're going to turn, chain 1, and we have lots and lots of fluff on this side of our wing. So this next one is going to be an SC decrease and then 5 stitches, so time to go back narrow again. So we're going to just work a regular standard decrease here, since this there's no point in doing a invisible decrease because the back side will always be the back side. So because we can't hide it, we're just going to do a standard decrease. So pull up a loop in the first stitch, pull up a loop in the second stitch, yarn over, and pull through all 3, turning that 2 stitches into 1 stitch. And then we're going to 5 SC across. So 1, 2, goodness sakes, 3. Let's pull that loose so I can work here. 4 and 5. All right, so we have 6 stitches across. Turn and chain 1, and guess what? We're going to do a loop stitch decrease. So same thing, but we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop. Okay, then insert the hook into the second stitch, and that's where we're going to put our loop. So we're going to wrap around our finger, go over the right and over the left, pull that through the stitch, and now we have our 3 loops on the hook, just like our previous decrease. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And you have a loop stitch decrease. Then we're going to loop stitch 4 across. So pull up loop, right, left, through, yarn over and pull through. Insert your hook, wrap it around your finger, right, left, pull back through, yarn over and pull through 2. Right. Insert your hook, wrap it around your finger, right, left, pull through, yarn over, and finish your stitch. All right, one more time. We're going to insert our hook, wrap it around the finger, right, left, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. Alrighty. Last row is going to be row 9. We're going to turn and chain 1. And row 9 is going to be an SC decrease and then 3 SCs. So we're going to do our SC decrease. Kind of hold down our loop so we can see what we're doing. And then 1, 2, and 3 SCs. All right, that leaves 4 SCs in the last round, and you can cut your sewing tail and pull that guy out. There's our sewing tail. And here you have it. Here is your wing. You've got all these loops on this side and a nice flat back on the other side. So you can see flat on one side, loopy on the other. And that is all that matters. As long as your loops are on the opposite side of your flatness, you're good to go. It doesn't matter how long they are. It doesn't matter how messy they are. We can trim all of that up after the fact. But the most important thing is that you have loops on one side that we can do what we want with later. We can brush out, and a nice flat underside so that we can do what we need to with that. And it doesn't have fluffy on the underside because his wings need to come down to his sides. And you can't put his wings down at his sides if they're fluffy all the way across. All right, so just make yourself another wing, just like this one, and we will sew those on the last day. So go ahead and do that. And then I have another loop stitch tutorial if you would like to watch that one. I will try to put a link in the description for that loop stitch tutorial that may be even easier to understand than what we did here. Since it won't be following a pattern, it'll just be doing the stitches. So that might help you out if you're struggling in any way with your loop stitches. And so there you go. I will see you tomorrow when we're going to start making our fellow's head here. So you've now learned 2 textures. You've learned picots and you've learned loop stitches. Pretty sweet, right? Well, let's learn a whole different one tomorrow. What do you say?